My name is Harley, I'm in pain all the time, no one knows the fuck why, and today we are not going to mention the fact that I'm a lazy piece of shit who hasn't uploaded since January. We are just going to talk about medication. In Australia, the regulations have changed when it comes to certain medication, mainly codeine. Apparently it's the next big heroin. So while I'm not a doctor or a medical person or at all at that level of being able to comprehend any of it, I just wanted to go through and let you know what worked with me, because a lot of my journey to figuring out the medication that I use, I had to figure out myself through much trial and error, and when you're playing with drugs, that's not always a good thing. So we're going to start off with the basics, which is Panadol. So I have this Paracetamol. This is 100 tablets for $2 in Australia, which I think is fucking mad, because I'm real cheap. And I take generally 2 of them with any kind of medication that I have. Not that Panadol works by itself, because it fucking does nothing. I was told by an ER nurse that it actually helps the other medications be as effective as possible. On the Paracetamol note, I do have another version of it, which is this one. I believe this is like $7. This is pretty much the same thing. It's still Paracetamol, except for in this tablet there's 500 grams. There's not 500 grams. Calm the fuck down. It essentially does the same thing, except for this one is a little bit obviously stronger and a bit longer lasting. So if I wanted to take one going to sleep, or I've got something going on that I need longevity in, I tend to take it for that. So moving along, we have Buscopan next. Buscopan is an antispasmodic, which I love to say, and it pretty much helps release your muscles when it's in a spasm. That's why it's an antispasmodic. If you're in a flare-up, everything kind of just, and it helps release that a little bit. Now these are 10 with the Buscopan Fort, so obviously Fort means it's like double the strength. $10 for that, but also $10 for the standard one as well, which you get 20 tablets of, so it's essentially the same thing. The next one is Naproxen. Naproxen is something that is mainly for period pain and to help neutralize the pain coming from the uterus. It's something that I don't take too often. It's something that I take once in a while when I feel like that's where my pain is mainly concentrated at, because my uteral pains have come back. Take some of that shit. Now this next one is this new heroin that everyone in Australia has been hearing about. I have some. And I told you I was a fucking drug dealer. Codeine. I've had it for a while and I don't really like taking it at all. It's not something that I've used much of and not something that I liked. It's not something that I felt helped me. I think as well, for me, I always associate codeine with constipation, and I ain't about that life. Pain relief wise, I didn't find that it helped too much. I never really took it enough to understand much of the side effects of the way that it affected me. I just didn't get much pain relief from it. The next one we're going to talk about is endone. Endone is something that I actually don't have anymore, and that hurts my feelings. Because of my age and the addictive qualities of endone, it's not very easily given out. If I even go to my doctor and I say, hey, I'm blah 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 blah, this is my new symptoms, this is what's going on, as well I've run out of endone and a new script, I have been threatened to be reported to drug dependency so many times, because everyone assumes that you're just after it to get high. Taking it wise, I used to only ever take 1. I would never fuck with 2, like, because I don't fuck with that. I did obviously feel a little bit like dopey with it, but it was like the smallest amount. The pain relief, like, it would last a really long time. It was probably the most consistent pain relief I've had with a medication, and it was really useful and really effective, and I would honestly be able to do more with it. Side effects wise for me was, I do think it contributed to the constipation, but other than that I didn't really notice any. Because I got taken off endone, I got put on to another medication, tramadol. Tramadol is something I have a love-hate relationship with. First of all, there is two versions. There is your slow release and then there is your instant release. With the slow release, I found no relief whatsoever. I tried to take it obviously when I was going to sleep because I got told that would be the best way to do it. It would help me sleep through the night. It did nothing. When I first started taking tramadol, I used to take one, but when you're in the middle of a flare-up, which is generally when I resort to medication, it did very little. But I did find that as time has gone on, especially more recently, that if I've had flare-ups or pains all through the morning, and when I'm in that kind of weird break there, if I take some, then it will help prevent further bad flare-ups throughout the day. I did start taking 2 tramadol, and that worked well. But there is a massive process to tramadol when it reacts to me. The longer that I take it, the more that I start feeling the bad side effects of it. I obviously do feel dopey, and I know that I can't string sentences together and I get really confused sometimes. Caitlin, my best friend, pretty much is convinced that I'm getting paranoia and hallucinations from it, from the way that I talk to her and the way that I describe what's going on around me and things like that. Last 2 times I took tramadol, I vomited up my guts and I felt so sick that I felt like I was going to pass out. And it was gross. This is magnesium tablets. The way it got described to me when I was at the chemist is it's one of those things that if you take and you're high strung, it makes you calm. But if you're calm and you take it, it chills you the fuck out. So I do take it sometimes because apparently it helps with like the anti-spasmodic kind of things and release it a little bit. So yeah, I take that. If you were around me a lot, especially when I take medication, you would know that I call myself the Coloxol Queen. Coloxol is not good for you to take long term. It makes your bowels very lazy, and it can fuck you up. Something that I definitely take every time I have medication, and if I haven't gone to the bathroom for a few days or things aren't just processing as they should do, then I do take it to help everything along. You have to walk a very fine line with Coloxol. If you take more than your body can handle, you will be in a very different, excruciating pain. Those are my medications. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video where I'll go and I'll read through all the side effects and all the benefits of it from a medical website, so that way you can have my experience and what it's meant to do and what you're meant to feel. If you want to like and subscribe to follow This Is Us A Quarter Life, you most definitely can. You can also follow me on all my social medias. I will be also writing down all the medication and most of what I've said on my website, though I haven't updated it in a while. Let's not talk about that. I am a lazy piece of shit, but we won't discuss. As I said, my name is Harley. I'm in pain all the time. No one knows the fuck why, and I hope you have the best day that you can. Thank you. Bye.